What is up, you guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and we are back talking about Bayonetta and the voice actor, speaking out about the compensation, voice actors not getting paid enough money for video game voiceovers. Okay, and I actually did a video about this before. The lady's name was Hellena Taylor. Here's the video, right? I talked about it, and honestly, I was when this whole thing started, I was kind of on her side, right? I was kind of on her side. And by the way, I was never advocating. I disagreed with her in the fact that the game should be boycotted. No matter what's happening between the employee and the company, I don't think that the game should be boycotted, because then you're taking away opportunities from the gamers, right? Because this really is an employee and employer problem. Like, if she wasn't getting paid enough money for, what she wanted for the role of Bayonetta, for her job, and that's a problem that she had to face with her employer, which was Nintendo or Platinum Games, whoever, right? I do think she was wrong in telling people, hey, like, boycott the game, whatever, getting the fans involved in this when it was really her problem with the company of Nintendo. I think that was kind of like a very spoiled attitude. Yeah, but I do think she should fight for better pay. Like, as we all, everybody wants to, make more money. Like, if you've been in the industry for like 5-10 years, in her case, she's been at it for what, 8 years? So of course she's gonna demand more money, and I understand, right? You're a professional. Now, but recent information has been coming out, and this is from Bloomberg. There was an article coming from Bloomberg, and this guy, Jason Schrader, he is basically a journalist, reporter at Bloomberg, co-host of some podcast, New York Times bestseller, author in Press Reset. So he's a journalist, he's a writer for Bloomberg. You guys get the point. He did the research, and now we're gonna dig deeper as to what's really going on behind the scenes, because this is really more of a he said she said issue going on. So let's go ahead and read the tweets. All right, so Jason Schrader, our journalist, says, Platinum offer Hellena Taylor between $3,000 to $4,000 per session for at least 5 sessions, according to the 2 people familiar with the deal. In the documentation viewed by Bloomberg, in response, the people said Taylor asked for a 6-figure fee, and residuals negotiations fell apart. Yeah, so they offer her $3,000 to $4,000 per session, which, by the way, I actually found out exactly how much time she spent recording the first game of Bayonetta, right?
I recorded for 4 days.
Oh wow! You did the was that Bayonetta 1 and 2? Or was
half a day each, so four 4-hour sessions it took me.
This is an insult to me. The amount of time that I took to work on my talent.
Oh wow! I didn't think. I swear Bayonetta talked more than that.
Yeah, no. I'm very quick, and so's Chris Zimmerman Salter. It was literally do 3 lines of each line, and that's it. It's very quick.
The first game of Bayonetta, how much time she spent, recording it, doing the voiceover, and it was actually about 4 hours for the entire first game, and she said it was like 4 hours for 4 days, so really it was like 16 hours. She got paid like 4,000, a couple of $1,000, and yeah, but now she's asking for a 6-figure deal for a voiceover job. And guys, something that you have to understand about acting is that the reason why voice actors get paid much less is because they're only using their voice. As to, let's say, for example, a Hollywood movie actor, whether if it's a low budget film or in a high budget film like the Avengers or Marvel, like, those actors get paid so much more money because they're putting their bodies on the line, and they have to deal with publicity. Dealing with the publicity, that's what they're getting paid for. But voice actors, you're just behind a microphone and doing the work. And I'm not saying that should go unappreciated, but this is exactly why. That's the difference between a Hollywood actor or movie actor and a voice actor. Movie actors, they use their whole body. Voice actors only use their voice. So as a result, movie actors get paid way more money. And then it goes on to say Taylor denies this account in an email to Bloomberg. She called the version of the events in absolute lie and said that Platinum is trying to save their ass in the game. Yeah, one hell of a drama. And it says Taylor's video have received more than 9 million views on Twitter and led to a deluge and calls from fans and pundits to boycott Bayonetta, but accounts and evidence reviewed by Bloomberg make it clear that those videos were not the whole story. There's always another side to the story. There's always another side to the story. Of course there is. It says Taylor's video also led to a barrage of Twitter virtue of harassment towards the Platinum developers and new Bayonetta actor Jennifer Halley, who put out a statement saying she could not comment and subsequently retweet a telling of the threat. And finally, he says it's unlikely that the full story will get as much traction as many eyeballs as the original Twitter videos, which raises more interest questions about pleas of emotions and how information is disseminated in social media age. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, anybody could take this out of context. Like, you watch the first video. You think, okay, well, she's the right here. She's at right. Now, again, I don't think she should get the whole fandom involved telling people to boycott the game. But she was right for asking for better pay. But then you hear the whole story and the deal. Now, some people were saying, there were other reports saying that, you know, they actually offer her $15,000 instead of $4,000. But at the same time, you know, is $15, you know, actually better? Because some voice actors really only work about 2 to 3 hours on a game or anime. Yes, on a game or anime, 2-3 hours. You know, as opposed to a movie actor, you know, spends, you know, days and months working on a movie, which is why the pay is different. Another thing that I did want to say is that, let's say, for example, you know, like, she's complaining about not getting paid enough money. But what about other people that are not getting paid enough money, like the developers, like the artists? There's people that design, illustrated Bayonetta, you know, by hand, pen and paper. Those people don't make as much money as she does. And that's a fact. And I think that the characters design and illustrators are actually more important because these people are designing the image of the entire game, the image, the icon, or, you know, a character that's going to be on the front of the entire franchise, a character that the fans are going to be cosplaying. You also have to think about this: is that Bayonetta is not a AAA game. Bayonetta is not this huge game that sells, you know, 5 million copies, you know, every time a new game releases. Like, the most copies Bayonetta has released is 2 million, right? And you can Google that. This game has only sold 2 million copies total. So let's say, for example, a Final Fantasy game comes out. Guess what? It sells like 5 million. The most recent Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII Remake, sold 5 million. God of War sold $20 million. So this is not a AAA game which is raking in, you know, so much money that they can give, you know, all the employees a bonus. But hey, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is your boy Andy Matrix, and Godspeed.